Welcome to the Church Solutions Podcast, brought to you by JSL Solutions. The Church Solutions Podcast is designed to help equip you and your church in the use of technology and other tools and services. And now, here are your hosts, Steve Lacey and Phil Thompson.
Hello, and welcome everyone to another edition of the Church Solutions Podcast.
Hi, my name is Steve Lacey.
That was your cue to say what your name was. You were a little late on that.
I was not paying attention. You just kind of stopped. You normally say, hey, I'm Phil Thompson.
Oh, well, I had to change things up a little bit.
I know.
Well, I am Phil Thompson, and he is Steve Lacey. Thanks for joining us here on another podcast, Church Solutions Podcast. We're glad that you are here. Very quickly, we work for a company called JSL Solutions, and JSL Solutions, what is JSL Solutions, Steve?
JSL Solutions we serve the church community only, and we have with StreamingChurch products, church app products, and church management and mobile website products.
But wait a minute, there's a fourth product.
There's a fourth product we're just launching into a beta phase.
And that's what we're going to talk about today in this podcast. We, as Steve said, we really do want to enable churches. We want to really help churches use technology to further their cause, to reach people, to accomplish the mission that God has called you as a pastor, as a church administrator, as a volunteer. We want to help you guys do that. That's what we've been doing for many, many years. We've been doing ministry for a long time. The company's been around here for a long time now. So we are introducing a brand spanking new product today, and the product is called...
It's called Greeter.Church.
Greeter.Church, which happens to be, if you go to Greeter.Church, if you type that in your browser, you don't have to type in .com. You just type in Greeter.Church.
Yes.
Because that church is now an extension. What do they call it?
It's top-level domain, a TLD.
A top-level domain. I mean, there's lots of top-level domains now, new ones that are out there. But that's another subject.
Yes.
But let's talk about Greeter.Church today. So first of all, what is Greeter.Church and why should I care?
So Greeter.Church is much like most people understand what a greeter is at their church. And so in the function they play, this is an online greeter. So this is someone that would greet visitors to your church website.
All right, so somebody visits your church website, as hopefully lots of people do during the week, and so they log in to whatever your church's domain is. They go to your website, and somebody's going to come in on video.
They're going to shake their hand and say hello. No,
they're going to reach out through the screen.
They reach out and say, "How you doing?" And no, actually, I'm sure people have been to larger company sites where there's the ability to chat with support people.
Text. In other words, a little
customer
deal pops up.
Yeah, you go to
how can we help you?
Yeah. So that sort of thing.
So that's what this is.
So yes. So when you go to the site, there'll be a thing on your site that would have you can click for if you have a question or want to learn some more about things, and then you'll be talking and chatting with a professional greeter.
A professional greeter. Okay. So let's start off here from the top here, and that is, where did this idea originate from?
Well, when we started Streaming Church, it was really, our goal, and still is today, is to try to replicate as best you can the experience you have of going to church online.
Yeah, so when people are streaming with us, viewers log on.
Yeah,
and
there's
there's video, and then there's chat.
Right. So there's things that, if you go to a real church, you're going to have a greeter, and through our Streaming Church platform, you'd have a web host, and they would say, they see that you showed up, and they'd say, "Hey, how's it going?
Right,
pull up a chair, welcome, and if you have any questions, let us know." And other things, that we built into the platform, you can pass the plate and offer communion and whatever you want.
How do we offer communion? How do we do that?
Well, typically that takes the pastor or the person that's administering communion in the church to just be aware that, hey, we got people at home.
Oh, that's right.
And early on, they just say, hey, go grab a cracker and some juice because we're going to do
Right.
communion
Okay.
in
All
20
right.
minutes.
So I'm getting us off track here, but so Greeter.Church. So that's the idea kind of came from that interactivity.
Right. Or the replicating the experience that you have in church. And one of the key ones was having a greeter.
Mhm.
And we realized that more than likely, you're going to get more visitors to your church website than you're going to get to your church in a week. So
That's a good point. Let's emphasize that for a moment. I mean, there's people, and we've talked about this before, obviously, but people, when they're looking for a church, they're going to look online.
Yep.
That's really where they're going to go first.
The stats are crazy about the number of people that first looked online before they showed up in your.
So they're going to go to your website if they're looking for a church, and that's where Greeter.Church would come in, because then there would be somebody there to answer any questions they might have about the church.
Right.
So,
and it's if you go to Greeter.Church, you can kind of have an experience of what it's like. It's not in your face. Mm-hmm. Somebody jumping out and being overly aggressive, but it's there if you want to use it or not.
And let's encourage people to go there. I mean, you can go there right now. Now, right now, we're only really kind of manning this thing at Greeter.Church. We're only really doing it during business hours. But if you're listening to this podcast, and it's the only way you're going to get this message, if you is you can just type in right now Greeter.Church. That's the website for Greeter.Church, and there's actually a little pop-up.
We've implemented the same thing you would see at your church site would be at this Greeter.Church.
And by the way, it's also on StreamingChurch.tv.
Right.
It's also on ChurchAppLive.com.
Yes.
And it's also on myflock.com.
Correct.
So you can go to any of those sites. And we have some churches already starting to use it, but we won't do that right now. But I want to push that real quick, because you can do that right now wherever you're at. Now, it may be 2:00 in the morning, your time, when you're listening to this podcast. There'll definitely be a little deal you can ask a question.
If people aren't manning, being able to reach out and say hello, you can leave a message.
You can still leave a message. It will be there, and it's usually in the right hand. It's usually down around
lower
the
right hand corner.
Lower right hand corner. All right. So the idea came from really interactivity and greeting people like we did.
Right. And actually, it kind of dates back to an idea that we were trying to promote. I was pushing, and we weren't quite sure that was a great idea. Because we wanted to coach churches to have a vibrant online experience like you have in place. And we thought, well, what can we do? Well, we need to offer a professional pastor to sit in on their service. So we had, I thought it was a great name. Others questioned it, but the rent a pastor idea.
Oh yeah, this is for the streaming platform.
Yeah, for the streaming platform.
So in other words, if you were doing StreamingChurch.tv with us and you didn't have somebody that could be kind of manning the online,
be a web host or a web pastor, we were going to offer.
We were going to offer that to somebody.
Yeah, we could offer churches, say, hey, you can't get a volunteer, and you could get
an online pastor.
You can get a pastor. So we were poking around that idea a long time ago. It didn't pan out. We thought, we'll go to seminary and grab some people. And they just need to, they'll practice their pastoring online.
Yeah, there you go. But
if you're interested in that, let us know. We'll try that. We have connections in the church community.
We could restart it. Yeah. All right. So let's get back to Greeter.Church, because that's what we're really talking about today. So, why? I mean, really, why should I have this? If I've got a website, I mean, isn't it good enough for them to click the contact form, and just submit their question on my website with contact?
Well, it's today. I mean, as you go places, you're going to want some instant gratification. Most people want some instant gratification, and you want to have a personal touch. So you could send off an email and get a reply, but how easy is it to just say, hey, I do have a question. What's your dress code or whatever it may be? I'm considering your church, and
what do you believe?
Right. And it's going to really, another thing I think is it kind of sets you apart. Mm-hmm. You've got a church that, they got real people there that, care about me and are available to talk to me. Right. So it kind of takes you a level above.
Yeah, I could see that. That's a good idea. So, let's get to this here in a little bit. if there's somebody with Greeter.Church, and let's say, I'm a church in, I don't know, New York City, and I decide, yeah, this is a great idea, but how is somebody who might be monitoring my website, and maybe let's say they're out of Tucson, we're out of Tucson, Arizona.
Right.
How is somebody, let's say I'm manning the chat, okay, which I
Right.
normally do for our websites, our own websites. And somebody asked me a question about StreamingChurch.tv. I usually know the answer. If not, I defer to you, or
Right.
I ask my dog or something, But how am I going to know the answer to somebody's church that's in New York City,
Right. So let me just
as an example?
let me start out by just clarifying that the service we're offering is we're going to provide the manpower to answer those questions. Some people may think, "Oh, I don't have time to sit around and answer questions of people that visit my website." The service is actually, we're providing the greeter, the professional
so
greeter
that's a
for
good
your
point.
church.
So somebody else is going to
Someone
do
else,
this.
yeah.
So I'm
if
busy.
you-
I've got and I've pastored before, and
Yeah.
and I've been busy when I was pastoring,
so
and had a
there's-
small staff, and we couldn't do it. So you're saying Greeter.Church is going to provide somebody
Right, to monitor
your website, answer questions,
Right.
that when people have a question. Now, my question is,
So
how
are they
is
going to
that
do that?
person going to do that if they don't go to that church?
Right. So what we do is, when you create an account with Greeter.Church, one of the first steps, we get some of the basic information, where you're located and that sort of thing. But then we've tried to anticipate some commonly asked questions. And so, as part of the sign up process, you can go in and fill out a profile on your church. So it's got three main areas of. There's a faith section, so it's going to ask for your statement of faith, and
what you believe.
Yeah, what you believe, and what's your type of teaching, and just some questions that would help you, help us give a good answer to those areas. And then there's resources, what resources you offer, and then some more general questions about contact information and service times and where I'm located and what's my dress code and all that sort of thing. So as you create an account, we kind of interview you through this form to get to know your church. And so then all of that information is at the fingertips of the people that are manning the chat for you.
All right. So those people, the people manning the chat, would have access to
Right.
that
They'd go,
information.
"Oh, this guy's from New Hope Church in Phoenix, Arizona," and they'd pull up New Hope Church's information, and the people say, "What's the dress code? What should I expect on my first visit?" And they say, the person would have access to, well, our dress code is this, and our statement of belief is this, or whatever. And we're going to refine this. We're just launching this week. So
it's a brand new product here. It's brand new.
So
and anybody can get in on it, right?
Yeah.
Right now.
Yes.
For no charge, right?
For no charge. It's going to be free for the rest of the year.
Right. And they just need to go to Greeter.Church and fill out the deal.
And so the way it works, we didn't talk about that, but basically you create an account and we give you, maybe you did mention it. Once you create an account, there's a snippet of code, I call it.
Yeah, we haven't got to that yet.
Oh, okay. Are we going to get to that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. We can just go ahead and go to it.
So basically.
So I'm listening to this podcast. I'm going, hey, this is interesting. I'd like to try it. I go to Greeter.Church. Greeter.Church. That's all I have to do, not Greeter.Church.com or whatever. It's just
I have a hard time with it too.
Yeah. So I go there, and I sign up, and then I can fill out the little profile. Do I believe in the Trinity? Do I believe Jesus is coming back? And there's also information where you can put other information in there too.
Right.
So if there's something unique about my church, like we all wear black hoods or something, or we all wear beanies, or I don't know, but I'm being facetious here. But so anything unique I can put in there.
Right.
Okay.
And you can put as little or as much information as you want.
Okay. I'll have to wear tennis shoes or something. I don't know. So I put all that in there, and then from there, I send it off, and then I would get an email after I register.
When you create an account, you're going to get an email.
Yeah, I will get an email.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you basically would go into your admin area and put that additional information. And then we provide a little snippet of code.
Well, how do they get the code?
So the code it actually comes to their email, and as well it's within their account once they go to Greeter.Church and log in.
So there's two places they could get it.
They can get it either place. So they'll get it in their email, and if they log in at Greeter.Church, then there's a menu item that says the embed code, and you just copy and paste that into your website. And if you've got a webmaster, you may want to copy it and email it to your webmaster and say, hey, we want this thing on our site.
So it's HTML code.
Yes.
It's code that you would put into the footer probably, or the header, depending on what type of
platform you're
using. So you'd log in as an administrator of your own website, drop that code in there,
right,
and save it, whatever, and then that's it, right?
That's it. You pull up the website, you'll see a little magic greeter show up at the bottom right of your screen.
All right. And so that's it. So, but I've got some questions here. So, I'm obviously playing devil's advocate, no pun intended, but, so, I mean, I have to put something in my website. I mean, is there a potential of screwing something up, where it's not going to work, or it's going to bring the website down, or it's going to crash?
I would say, well, obviously, if you're editing the code on your website and you don't know your way around, then you could mess up maybe your website. But this code will do well. It's not visible to the website, so there's no risk of hurting your website or anything like that. Okay. And if you don't want to, you decide, this is not for me, you just go take the code out, or if you let your account expire, it actually will just go away. So
okay. So that was my next question. So I don't have to worry about viruses or anything like that.
Okay. Nope. There are no. Yep. There are no viruses or anything like that.
And actually, you would help, you or I or somebody else here would help that person if they had a question about, okay, where exactly do I put the code?
Right.
We'd help you through that. You're not people. It's like anything else we do.
Right.
We always provide customer service.
Yes, we provide customer support. Yeah. So we are familiar with where to put this sort of thing in a WordPress-based site. We don't know everything about every system out there, but
we'll find out if there's a problem.
Yeah, if
as far as putting it somewhere.
Yeah, but if you get someone that manages your site or that does the updates to your site, give the code to this guy or girl,
right?
And they'll go, "Oh yeah, no problem."
Right. So you drop the code in. So I mean, basically takes a few minutes to do this. You drop the code in, and bingo, you're done. And then you got somebody monitoring your website,
right?
Greeting people when they come in.
Yeah, and another little added bonus is we're going to provide a log of everyone that comes to your site.
Okay, so tell me about that. So when you say a log, so there's going to be data.
So what
analytics?
Yes. So let me back up a little bit. Let's say you have a visitor comes to your site and they carry on a conversation with someone. Our professional greeter will log that, saying, and we'll just take we'll take the actual chat,
the
actual dialogue with timestamps and everything, and log that with your account. So if you go to Greeter.Church and log into your account, you can go in and it'll show all the discussions that occurred and when and what happened, what transpired. That's the word I'm looking for. As well as there's another area where we're providing some reporting that shows who came to my site, when, what pages did they go to. Right now, there's
what devices they're going to be seeing?
Yeah, some of the things we're still building out. Right now, there's just a couple of reports that shows a summary of your visitor traffic, how many people you had what day.
Okay.
And then you can also dig into the details of exactly who came, and it will show their IP address and where they came from, their city, state, and location, and what type of device they were accessing and what pages they viewed.
What pages they were looking at.
Right. So you'll have access to all that kind of thing. It's kind of I'd be probably overly exaggerating if I said it was a Google Analytics thing, but it's a mini Google Analytics, some of the basic stuff. So we're building out some more reports that's going to show a little, show me my most visited pages.
Yeah, that would be interesting for me. I'd like to know. I actually oversee my website. I kind of inherited the thing and not crazy about my. Should I say what it is? I won't say what it is as far as the platform, but I'll be able to see what the most popular pages are.
Yes.
Right. So somebody comes to the homepage, obviously, but then they're going to look at, whatever, what do you believe, or
right. You can find out where they went, what was most popular.
If I have a video on a page, they,
clicked on a lot.
Right.
And it's not there yet, but introducing a pie chart that shows how many people came on the web versus mobile versus an iPhone versus a tablet or that sort of thing.
That'd be nice, good information to know, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a side benefit. Yeah. And as I mentioned, it's, right now it's going to be all free. Mm-hmm. So, and there's no credit card or anything. We're trying to, it's a beta product. So we're trying to get people involved to kind of help us work out, some
smooth it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's going to work. That's not the issue is not, is it going to work? It will work. The only issues might be making it a little smoother for the user.
Right.
When I say user, I'm talking the administrator, because the user, the people coming to the website, it's easy for them. They just type in their questions or talk to somebody. Right. But on the other end, the administrator, there may be some things that we want to, smooth out a little more as far as
we may
the
find
records.
Lots of church visitors ask this question, and we didn't capture that info from the church, so we'll go back and tweak our little interview form.
Yeah, what kind of necktie should I wear Sunday morning?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is very interesting. So again, people, this is brand new. It's a beta form, so it's free to at least to the end of the year, and people just need to go to Greeter.Church.
Yes.
And start the process. The process to sign up is really not very long.
Right.
And
so, give it a try. Start sometime next year. We will, we're trying to turn this into a business. So we're
add it to our other products.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but if you're joining this beta program early, we're definitely going to give consideration for those that are that create accounts early to give you, if you want to keep it and continue on.
So it's free right now till the end of the year, till the end of December. And this is a podcast, so who knows when people are listening to this. So we'll say it's free to the end of December to 2015.
Yes.
You never know. I mean, people listen. Somebody was listening to something I did like 5 years ago. So, yeah. So, and then if you're interested in purchasing it, if you are already a customer of our company,
products,
of JSL Solutions, either StreamingChurch.tv or ChurchAppLive.com or MyFlock, then we'll probably give
some special consideration.
Yes,
I don't know what that's going to be. We haven't figured out exactly how to price this thing.
Yeah, we haven't. So, so if somebody signs up on this thing, they're not locked into it.
No,
I mean, it's
quit anytime. You
just
quit. Take the code out of your site, and instantly you're done.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So there's nothing really to it. Okay.
Right. You're in control. I mean, you paste the code on your site, and you can take the code off your site.
Right. Yeah.
So,
okay.
And there's no credit cards or anything. There's nothing's going to get billed because there's no credit card information.
And we're not going to bug you. I mean, we might send you a reminder saying, "Hey, do you want to do this or not?" Or "Are you still interested?" But we're not going to be hounding you or anything like that.
Talking about doing is sending out some weekly stat reports that say
that would be good.
Here's how many, some summary level things to.
So every week you'd get a little report.
Get an email that says,
say, here's how many people came to your site.
Right.
Here's what they were interested in or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. Wow. I think it's a great idea. So it's Greeter.Church, and go there right now and make an account. And again, no obligation at all. And what we really want you to do is not only do it, but also give us feedback on it.
Right.
How easy was the experience to sign up? Was it easy? Was it hard? Did we, was it just too many questions? Were there not enough questions?
Right.
Is there something we need to add? Something we need to take away?
Right.
That would be great. We'd love to hear from you on that. So
yes.
all right.
And you can either chat with us at our site or send us an email or call us or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So it's Greeter.Church. I keep saying that because it's important to remember.
People want to say Greeter.Church.com.
It's not Greeter.Church.com. It's Greeter.Church.
Yes.
Is that Greeter.Church.com domain available?
I don't know. We may have already looked. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, have to look.
We may have
better
already
look right after the podcast, or somebody might.
I better run before we publish this thing.
Greeter.Church is the place to go, and then again, you can chat on there too if you want. If you have questions about that, we are there on there, and at least during the regular business hours at this point. Eventually, down the road a ways, if this takes off, it will be 24/7. Yeah. So
probably get. Yeah. Yep, people.
But right now, I have to go to sleep once in a while.
Right. So we'll
take my nap during the day. And...
Yeah, the long term would be 24/7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
good deal. All right, sounds good. Okay, well, this is interesting. This is exciting, brand new stuff coming from us, JSL Solutions, to add to StreamingChurch.tv, as well as ChurchAppLive.com and MyFlock.com. Now we have Greeter.Church. So. Yes. Sounds good, Steve. Well, this is good. This is fun. This is going to be exciting, and we'd like you to be involved in it. So go there right now, make an account, and let us know what you think about it. We'd love to hear from you. We're out of time.
All right.
So we appreciate everybody listening to the podcast. We hope that you are doing well. If we can help you with this or any other technology need, or any other need for that matter, we've been around serving churches for a long time in lots of areas with volunteers and pastors. If we can help you in any way, just send us an email. There's support at StreamingChurch.tv. Do we have a support email for Greeter? What's the support email?
Support at Greeter.Church.
Support at Greeter.Church. So either one of those work. Do I get that too?
You do.
All right, good. All right, awesome. We're done. We're out of here. That's it. He's Steve Lacey. I'm Phil Thompson. We're going to wrap it up here. We hope that you have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.